called Happy Birthday, Dr. Seuss. He wrote Cat in the Hat.
And Green Eggs and Ham.
He created the Horton, the Grinch, the Lorax, and Sam I Am.
He loved to write stories.
He wrote a great rhyme.
When we're reading his books, we have a great time.
It's March 2nd, Dr. Seuss.
It's such an important day.
Today we celebrate you.
Happy birthday, we say.
Happy birthday.
Is everyone excited today? Well, we're very excited too. This is an important day because this is a day that we celebrate reading. Every day you guys are reading, every day you're learning how to read better. And our IB attitudes of the month are really important for reading. So the first one that we'll be talking about all this entire month is independence. Can everyone say the word independence? Independence. Okay, so independence can mean a lot of things, but when we're talking about learning, it means you're acting thoughtfully and responsibly, you're making your own judgments based on reasons, and being able to defend your judgments. It also means you're working hard to do it on your own, and that's very important with reading. So independence is our first attitude of the month. The next attitude that we're going to be talking about all month is commitment. Can everyone say commitment? Commitment. Wonderful. Okay, commitment is one of the best attitudes for life. It means you stick to something. And the way we describe it for learning is we take our own learning seriously, persevering, which means trying again and again until you do what you want to do, and showing self-discipline and responsibility. So commitment is a really, really important thing for reading, for sports, and for life. You're going to hear from some really special people today about both independence and commitment. But right now, the special person I want to come up is Senor Murphy. Hola, Senor Murphy.
Buenos días, Ocean Avenue. Independence en español es muy similar, it's similar, pero tiene 6 sílabas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sílabas, 6 syllables. Escucha. Independencia. Muy bien. Y el commitment en español es un poco diferente. Commitment en español es compromiso. Mira, aquí. Compromiso has the word promise inside of it. Because when you make a commitment, it's kind of like making a promise to yourself and to other people that you're going to do your best. So that's why the Spanish word for commitment is compromiso.
Compromiso.
Muchas gracias.
So this is usually the point in the monthly assembly that we have somebody come up and talk, but we have some special guests here today. Our first guest is Mr. Dajuan Eubanks. He is the president of the Maine Red Claws, and he used to be a Harlem Globetrotter, and he's here to talk about reading for life.
Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? Everybody eat their Wheaties and Cheerios this morning? Oh, that's important to get a good breakfast so that you can learn. Well, thank you guys for having us out today to support you in your Reading Achievement Month, okay? One of the things I want to do, first and foremost, you see, I have a hard time talking behind the mic because I like to be with you guys. I want to have you talk back to me. Because one of the things that I know when I walk in with kids, you look at my size, you're like, wow, he's big, 6'9". Wait to see some of the other guys that may come with the person we have here. But believe it or not, I used to be your size. Can you believe that? I used to be like you. Exactly. But the thing I want to share with you guys today is that you could be like me, if not better. But you have to apply it to learning and education. Okay? My name is Dajuan Eubanks. I've been very fortunate. I have played with the Harlem Globetrotters. I've worked for the NBA. I played worked for Major League Baseball. And now I run the Maine Red Claws, the basketball team here. Which, yeah, great job. Share with you. When I was your age, I didn't think I was going to play basketball as a profession. I didn't think I would run a team. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But there was one thing I was sure I needed to do in order to be successful as I grow up. And that is learn, educate myself. I've been very fortunate to travel all around the world, talking to kids in multiple countries, adults in this country, talking about my story, how I became who I am. And one of the things that I love doing when I talk about my story is keeping it very simple, all right? Very simple. I don't want to talk about something that I didn't do in order to get out of where I came from. And one of the things that I learned early on that I began to put shape around when I began to talk to people is that when I was a kid, like you, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to grow up to be X, Y, Z, whatever it is. How many of you guys want to be professional athletes in here? I know a lot. How many want to be doctors? How many want to be firemen, police? How many want to be a veterinarian? Great, yeah. Well, guess what? A lot of times you guys think you have to wait until you're an adult to be a professional. But I wanted to share something with you. Your parents, when they go to work, how many hours a day do they go to work? If I show, raise your hand. Someone answer. How many hours? 6 to 8 hours a day? Maybe more? Right, a professional? Well, let me ask you a question. How many hours do you guys come to school? 6. Wow, it's about the same thing, huh? So what I'm going to share with you is that you don't have to wait to grow up to be a professional. You can be a professional now. And one of the things that I did as a kid was I was a professional kid. And what I like speaking to kids about and adults and keeping it simple is what I call kids for life. Y'all know how to spell the word kids, right? What's the first letter in kids? What do you think it stands for? Knowledge. That's it. Knowledge. One of the first things as a kid, when you come to school and you make the commitment, as you're saying, is coming to school to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself. If you want to be a doctor, an athlete, a fireman, or whatever it might be, you need to learn about it. Read books. More importantly, and this is key, make sure you listen, not only to people like myself coming in, but teachers, your parents, and other adults around you trying to give you guidance and support. It's important to listen, all right? So K stands for what? Knowledge. And you're going to come to school and what? Knowledge. Learn, right? And you're going to learn by doing what? What are we doing this month? Reading, exactly. What's the second letter in kids? What do you think that stands for? Independence, exactly, the other key word that you have for this month. Independence. You know what independence stands for? What it means? Each and every one of us in here has what? Our own what? Exactly. We have our own brain. Why not use our own brain? And what I mean by that, at your age, and once again, me plus all the other adults in this room used to be your age. We remember how cool it used to be when people come in and are like, oh, I just want to sit in the back and have fun. You know, I don't want to listen. You know, I don't want to do that. Well, independence means you have your own brain. And I know you hear your parents and probably your grandparents and your teachers say this. If Johnny jumps off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge? No. Exactly it. Use your own brain. Independence is key, all right? Make your own choices and decisions. What's the third letter in kids? E. What do you think that stands for? No. Dependence? Kind of, but what else? Give me another. All right, here you go. It's tied to your second word, commitment, but it's determination. Determination? You have to be determined. You guys listen? I'm going to try to make it quick, and I'll take some questions. But I need you to listen to me. Remember, listening, we're listening. So D stands for determination, right? It's the same as commitment. But determination, when you break it down, you have to develop a work ethic. You have to have a work ethic. If there's something you want to be good at when you grow up, you have to put the time into it and practice it every day. Okay? Make a commitment to it. A work ethic. One of the things that I like to tell players, I like to tell kids, because I have a youth basketball program as well too, a lot of times people don't want to put the work in to get better at being a professional athlete. People don't want to put the work in to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it might be. Well, let me tell you something, and this is something hopefully you'll take a long way with you. One of the most common things that as a kid we do, but then as we get older, it becomes easier and easier, and pretty much you can do it in your sleep, is tie your shoe. We all get pretty good at tying our shoes, right? And why is that? Because we do what? We tie them every day, right? Exactly. You don't want to be walking around as an adult and not knowing how to tie your shoes, correct? So work ethic is important. So when you're learning as a kid through knowledge, you develop your own independence as a kid because you're using your own brain, and then you put a work ethic behind it, determination. What do you think the fourth letter is? And what do you think that stands for? Smart. Exactly, success. Okay? And here's the thing I want to share with you guys. In the world today with technology and media and everyone around us kind of glorifying a lot of different things, success is what you make it, not what the media makes it. It's not what your mom or dad make it. It's what you make it. So what you want to be and what you want to achieve, you determine the success of that. No one else. All right? So did that message make sense to you guys? Yeah. Kids for life, very simple. K stands for what? Knowledge. I stands for what? D stands for what? Which leads to what? Exactly it. And so for you guys today, the first step in what you've already been doing, because you guys are a great school, I hear great things about you. Some of you I know in the community already. You have to begin to apply yourself and listen. Pay attention to your teachers, your administration, people like myself coming in, but more importantly, to your parents. Okay? Why are you here? Apply yourself. Read. Learn about the things you want to be in life. Just because I'm an adult and I'm working as the president of Maine Red Claws, I'm still learning every day. My education didn't end when I left elementary, middle school, or high school, even college. You're going to constantly be learning throughout life. Don't ever think you ever get beyond a point where you can't learn. Reading, very important. I did not become who I am because of a basketball. It was because of my education. Okay? So for you guys, you can achieve anything in life you want to be. But it starts now in developing your work ethic and your habits. And more importantly, learning, reading about the things you want to be. So,
Mr. Eubanks?
yes.
There's someone here who wanted to take.
Oh my God! How did I forget about this person right here? What's his name? So Crusher also likes to spend time reading. He wants to be the best lobster he can be. All right? So.
Okay, we have one more poem for you. This is a treat. Listen up. This is a one-time only thing. You ready? I will read. I will read on a boat.
I will read with a goat.
I will read in the rain.
I will read on a train.
I will read with a fox.
I will read in a box.
I will read with a mouse.
I will read in a house.
I will read here or there.
I will read anywhere. And that's everything for today's assembly. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great day. Remember to read.
How y'all doing today? Good. What grade is this?
65th.
Fourth?
No. Yes.
So 8 or 9? Or 10?
9 and 10.
I'm 10 too. I'm also 10.
9.
I used to be in 4th grade. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Once upon a time. Thank you. How old do you think I am?
20, 30, 22, 22.
23. You got it. All right. I'm gonna read y'all's book today. I'm Levi Randolph. I play for the Maine Red Claws. Has anybody been to a game before?
No.
A lot of people. A lot of people. So I'm here today to read to you the book with no pictures by B.J. Novak. Has anybody heard of this book? No. Maybe you like it. I hope you like it. It's one of my favorites. Has no pictures. All right, here we go. This is a book with no pictures. It might seem like no fun to have someone read you a book with no pictures. It probably seems boring and serious, except here's how books work. Everything the words say, the person reading the book has to say, no matter what. That's the deal, that's the rule. So that means even if the words say, blork, wait, what? That doesn't even mean anything. Blurf, wait a second. What? This isn't the kind of book I wanted to read. And I have to say every word the book says? Uh-oh. I'm a monkey who taught myself to read. Hey, I'm not a monkey. And now I'm reading you this book with my monkey mouth and my monkey voice. That's not true. I'm not a monkey.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am a monkey. Also, I'm a robot monkey. What? And my head is made of blueberry pizza.
What the heck is blueberry pizza?
Wait a second. Is this whole book a trick? Can I stop reading, please? No. And now it's time for me to sing you my favorite song. A song? Do I really have to sing a glug, 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 my face is a bug. I eat ants for breakfast right off the rug. What? This book is ridiculous. Can I stop reading yet? No, there are more pages. I have to read the rest. My only friend in the whole wide world is a hippo named Boo Boo Butt. Boo Boo Butt. And also, the kid I'm reading this book to is the best kid ever in the history of the entire world.
Yay!
Oh, really? And this kid is the smartest kid, too, because this kid chose this book even though it had no pictures. Because kids know this is the book that makes grown-ups have to say silly things and make silly sounds like, oh no, here it comes. Glurga, waka, my grandpa do, aye, aye. Brug, 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 inf, bliggity, bloggity, glibbity, globbity, globbity, glibbity, beep boop. But donkey face. Oh my goodness. Please don't ever make me read this book again. It is so silly. In fact, it is completely and utterly preposterous. Next time, please, 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 please choose a book with pictures. Please? Because this is just too ridiculous to read. The end. Bonk. I didn't want to say that. The end. So what y'all think? You like it?
Yeah, it's funny.
It's one of my favorites. You got to make it your favorite now.
Hi guys, my name's Miss Laura. How old are you? 6. Raise your hand if you're 5. Awesome. Raise your hand if you're 6. What a fun time. Now raise your hand if you know who the First Lady is. Do you know what that means, First Lady? No? Does this face look familiar to you?
Obama, Miss Obama.
Michelle Obama. She is the First Lady. Do you want to read a book with me about how she was a little kid and became who she is now?
Yeah.
Okay. Her name is Michelle. Ooh, red. just like us. Yeah, she is. And she's very smart, too. Michelle Robinson Obama became the First Lady of the United States in January 20th, 2009, just 3 days after her 45th birthday. Now, how did she become the First Lady? What does that mean? Do you know?
She was like the first girl ever to be alive.
No. Who's this?
Obama.
And is he her brother?
No.
He's her husband, exactly. So he became the what? He's a president. So she's the First Lady because she's married to him. So that's how she became the First Lady. She's married to the president. On that historic inauguration day, Michelle's husband, Barack Obama, took the oath of office, pledging to lead the nation into a new birth of freedom. By his side stood Michelle, smart and sure. Doesn't she look very proud? Wouldn't you be proud if that happened? Michelle, proud wife and mother, loving daughter, sister, and friend, an ordinary girl who grew up to do extraordinary things. This is her story. So she was a little girl just like you one day. Michelle was born in the heart of winter on the south side of Chicago. It's a cold place, kind of like Maine.
Chicago?
Yeah.
I know that place. She has a brother. I know that.
Chicago can be cold and windy place. But Michelle's parents, Fraser and Marion, made a warm and loving home for their baby girl. So that's Michelle. She kind of looks like she's your age, doesn't she? And that's her brother, her big brother, Craig. Fraser Robinson, that's her dad, was proud that his job supporting operating pumps in the city water plant could support his family. Michelle knew how hard her dad worked and looked up to him from the time she was little. Even after she got big, Michelle loved to sit on her daddy's lap, resting her head on his shoulders. I bet you read with your dad and your mom sometimes like that too.
Yeah, I like it at bedtime.
Yeah, isn't that great? Michelle Robinson believed that in education and taught Craig and Michelle to read by the time they were 4 years old. She learned to read when she was 4 years old. That's really early. I know you guys are trying, and some of you can read a little bit, but it's a great thing to keep trying.
I started reading when I was like 3.
Oh, that's amazing. Since homework came first, she was strict about television. She did her homework first and then watched television. Just an hour a day of television. She didn't watch more than an hour a day. But Michelle still managed to memorize the whole episodes of her favorite show, The Brady Bunch. Have you ever heard of The Brady Bunch?
No.
Yeah, that was a show when I was little. I loved that too.
What was it about?
I'll tell you later if we have time. From her father, Michelle learned courage. She watched him go to work cheerfully each day, even after he developed multiple sclerosis, which affected his bones. He was in pain and he still worked. A disease that made it hard for him to walk. From her mother, Michelle learned to ask questions, to think. Her mom taught her to believe in herself. So important. Believe in yourself. You can do whatever you want to do. And to learn from mistakes, because we always make mistakes, and to follow her heart, and to get things done. From both her parents, Michelle learned to dream big. This is a time for you guys to dream big. Think about what you want to be when you get older, because you can do it. Michelle's parents hadn't been to college, but they wanted their children to have that chance. Saving for education came first, even if it meant they lived simply. In a one-bedroom apartment on Euclid Avenue, they divided the living room to make separate spaces for Michelle and Craig, with a small shaped area for reading and studying. The Robinsons might not have had a fancy house, but they had one another. The family ate dinner together at night. Michelle loved macaroni and cheese. Who loves macaroni and cheese? Everybody does.
I don't.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Some people can't eat cheese.
I can.
They enjoyed reading and playing games, Monopoly, Chinese checkers, cards games. But Craig had to watch out. That spunky little sister he called Mishy sure loved to beat him. I know what that's like, being an older sister. That was Michelle. As her mom always said, Michelle wanted to be the best. Going away to college might have seemed a big dream for a working class girl from the South Side, but Michelle knew how to stick with things, whatever it took, and she never gave up. From the time she was little, Michelle worked hard at school, even skipping 2nd grade. In 6th grade, she earned a special class for gifted students. She graduated from 8th grade as salutatorian, 2nd in her class. She was so smart. Her hard work earned Michelle a place at one of the best schools in Chicago. It meant a long trip each way, an 1.5-hour ride, morning and night. But Michelle didn't complain. This is her sitting on the bus going to that really good school. She's just reading. I think she's loving the book that she's reading. And she made the honor roll, which means really good grades every year. When it came time to apply for college, Michelle aimed high. No matter what anyone said, she made up her mind that if her big brother could be accepted at Princeton, one of the top universities in the country, so could she. Exactly. She says, anything boys can do, I can do too. And she was. She went to the same school, and that's a really good school. Michelle did well at Princeton University, but sometimes on campus, in a sea of white faces, she wondered if a Southside girl like her really belonged. Sometimes in life, you feel like you don't belong, and that's how she felt in college because everybody was different, so she struggled to fit in. Michelle wondered, too, where her path and her dreams would take her next. Eager to keep learning, Michelle went on to graduate from Harvard Law School. She graduated from law school. She became a lawyer, so she did college and law school. And then she returned home to Chicago for her first job as a lawyer. So that's her working. At the law firm, she was asked to advise a student who had been hired for the summer. His name was Barack Obama. They met at work. He was a little student and she was helping him. Barack seemed to know right away that Michelle was the one for him. He loved her. He urged her to give him a chance, winning her over with a visit to the Art Institute of Chicago, a movie, and best of all, ice cream. They both loved ice cream. He made her laugh and drove her around in his old car with a hole in the floor. He didn't have a lot of money either, but he had dreams. But mostly, he won her heart by sharing his vision of hope and change. Michelle fell in love, realizing there was something special about this handsome young man with the unusual name. Don't they look like they're in love?
Yeah.
Yeah, very happy. They are dating. Barack proposed to Michelle at a fancy restaurant. To Michelle's surprise, the engagement ring arrived with dessert. So that's where he proposed to her, over dinner. This is it. Michelle and Barack were married on October 3rd, 1992. Michelle's mom and brother were at her wedding, but her dad had died in 1991. Michelle's dad had always encouraged her to give back. Give back means do things in the community to help other people. And about this time, Michelle decided to make a big change. She left the law firm to work in community service. So she gave up making lots of money because she felt like she really needed to help people. And she worked in community service, helping people. She was very smart. She could have done anything, and she wanted to help people. Just a second. When I'm done, I could take questions, okay? Down to earth, bright, and practical, Michelle had always been able to get things done. Now she used her talents to take on some big, important jobs. She trained young community leaders, encouraged university students to volunteer, and helped improve health care for families on Chicago's South Side. She loved her new work and succeeded at whatever she set out to do. She realized that working for others is what she wanted most. She was living her own dreams by making things better for the community she loved. Michelle had another dream, too, to be a mother. Malia was born in 1998. I had a daughter. My first daughter was born in 1998, too. And Sasha was in 2001. I had a daughter in 2001, too. So my girls were the same age as Sasha and Malia. And they always had dreams that they could meet them and play together. Yeah, she's 3 years older than her. Michelle and Barack devoted themselves to being good parents to their daughters, and I think they definitely are. When the girls were little, Barack was often gone, serving in the Senate in Springfield, where they lived. That sometimes made it hard for Michelle to balance her job with being a mom. There's many Springfields around, but this is in Illinois. But when things got tough, Michelle found a way to get things done. She made plans, got organized. She turned to her mother, who was always there to help her. Marion Robinson, her mother, loved picking up the girls from school, being part of their lives. So they had their grandparents, their grandmother in their lives. Yeah, exactly. They were little here, they're getting bigger. And of course, Malia and Sasha helped too by making their beds and doing their chores. Helps the whole family. Michelle had sometimes wondered if politics was the best way to make things better. Politics means you're running for office and you're serving other people by making laws. Yet she realized Barack was a true leader, the kind America needed. So Michelle worked to help him get elected, and he made a speech to the whole nation to bring everyone together. He was off to Washington, D.C. as a new senator. Just a couple of years later, under a bright, cold winter sky, Michelle found herself beside Barack, and he announced that he was running for president in the same place where Abraham Lincoln, another president way back when, stood to speak. In the long, hard months that followed, millions of people across the country took up Barack's rallying call of change. Yes, we can. While Malia and Sasha stayed home with their grandmother, Michelle made short trips to help Barack, speaking to crowds large and small. She spoke about dreams. She spoke about how people can change their lives. She listened to people, shared their fears and hopes and their trust. And then the people voted. So actually, this weekend we have some voting. So people stand in line and they make their decision of who they want to be president. We all get to do it. Once you're 18 years old, you get to do it too. And then on December 4th, 2008, Barack Obama was elected the 44th president. So this boy that she was dating grew up and he became president of the United States. I know, and he is still president and she is first lady. And they made history as being the first black president. So it was all on that night, January 20th, 2009, when all eyes turned to her. Tall, graceful, smart, bold, beautiful, Michelle Obama, First Lady of America.
Do y'all like to read? Yeah? Great.
How many students have ever read Cat in the Hat before?
I have it at home.
We haven't read that yet this morning, and I thought since it's Dr. Seuss's birthday, that will be
Your birthday?
Is it my birthday?
No.
No, it's Dr. Seuss's birthday.
Dr. Seuss.
Yes. I still have my Dr. Seuss books when I were your ages. I can remember my mom reading Dr. Seuss books to me when I was your age. So this is the Cat in the Hat.
I know him.
Are you ready?
I've seen him in the show.
Here we go. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two, and I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball, so we sat in the house, we did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, 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 and we did not like it, not one little bit. Bump! And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump. We looked, then we saw him step in on the mat. We looked and we sat and we saw him, the Cat in the Hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny. I know some good games we could play, said the cat. I know some new tricks, said the Cat in the Hat. A lot of good tricks. I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said, "No, no, make that cat go away. Tell that cat in the hat you do not want to play. He should not be here. He should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out." "Now, now, have no fear." "Have no fear," said the cat. "My tricks are not bad," said the cat in the hat. "Why, we can have lots of good fun, if you wish, with a game that I call Up, Up, Up with the Fish." "Put me down," said the fish. "This is not fun at all." "Put me down," said the fish. "I do not wish to fall." "Have no fear," said the cat. "I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, with a book on one hand and a cup on my hat, and that is not all I can do," said the cat. Look at me now," said the cat, "with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. I can hold up 2 books, I can hold up the fish, and a little toy ship, and some milk on a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on the ball. But that is not all. Oh no, that is not all." Look at me, look at me, look at me now. It is fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I can hold up the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold up these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold the toy ship and a little toy man. And look, with my tail I can hold a red fan. I can fan with the fan as I hop on the ball. But that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. This is what the cat said, that he fell on his head. He came down with a bump from up there on the ball, and Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell into a pot, and he said, "Do I like this? Oh no, I do not. This is not a good game," said our fish as he lit. "No, I don't like it. No, not one little bit." "Now look what you did," said the fish to the cat. "Now look at this house. Look at this. Look at that. You sank our toy ship, sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house, and you bent our new rake. You should not be here when our mother is not. You get out of this house," said the fish in the pot.
No, the fish in the hat.
"But I like to be here." "Oh, I like it a lot," said the cat in the hat. To the fish in the pot, "I will not go away. I do not wish to go." "And so," said the cat in the hat, so, I will show you another good game that I know."
Better not be a mess.
And then he ran out, and then, fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back in with a box. A big red wood box. It was shut with a hook. "Now look at this trick," said the cat. "Take a look." Then he got up on top with a tip of his hat. "I call this game Fun in a Box," said the cat. "In this box are 2 things I will show to you now. You will like these 2 things," said the cat with a bow.
Then the cat and
"I will pick up the hook. You will see something new. 2 things, and I call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. These things will not bite you. They want to have fun." Then out of the box came Thing 2 and Thing 1, and they ran to us fast. They said, "How do you do? Would you like to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2? And Sally and I did not know what to do. so we had to shake hands with thing 1 and thing 2. We shook their 2 hands, but our fish said, no, no. Those things should not be in this house. Make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out, said the fish in the pot.
No, put them in, put them in.
Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things, and we gave them a pat. They are tame, oh so tame. They have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet, wet, wet day.
What day?
Now here is a game that they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in the house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in a house. They should not. Oh, the things they will bump. Oh, the things they will hit. Oh, I do not like it, not one little bit.
I like it. This is fun. I'm good at this game.
Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those 2 things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, thump, thump, bump, down the wall in the hall.
Down the wall in the hall.
Then thing 2 and thing 1, they ran up, they ran down. On the string of one kite, we saw mother's new gown, her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. Then we saw one kite bump on the head of her bed.
On the head of my bed.
Then those things ran about with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, and with hops and big thumps, and all kinds of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way that they play. If mother could see this, oh, what would she say? And then our fish said, look, look. And our fish shook with fear. Your mother is on her way home. Do you hear? Oh, what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it to find us this way. So do something fast, said the fish. Do you hear? I saw her, your mother is near. So as fast as you can, think of something to do. You will have to get rid of thing 1 and thing 2. So fast as I could, I went after my net. And I said, with my net I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net I can get those things yet. And then I let down my net. It came down with a plop. And I had them at last. Those 2 things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, now you do as I say. You pack up those things and you take them away. Oh dear, said the cat, you did not like our game. Oh dear, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame.
That was so fun.
Then he shut up the things in the box with the hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. That is good, said the fish. He has gone away, yes, but your mother will come. She will find this big mess, and this mess is too big, and so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up. There is no way at all. And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the hat. I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know. And then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake, and the rake, and the gown, and the milk, and the strings, and the books, and the dish, and the fan, and the cup, and the ship, and the fish, and he put them away. Then he said, this is that, and then he was gone with the tip of his hat. And then our mother came in, and she said to us too, did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do? And Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on there that day? Should we tell her about it? No, now what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you?
I'd just run away and never come back.
Is that what would happen?
You guys are third graders?
Yes.
Nice. Yes, I see your hand raised.
Conductor at Merrill Auditorium.
I am a conductor. Raise your hand if you know what a conductor is. Conductor. So a conductor is someone, imagine that you're the orchestra, right? And the conductor is someone who stands up in the front with a baton and they wave and get everyone to play together. So let's do an example. Everyone say ta. Ta. Okay, now I want you to say ta when I give you the signal. Ready? Ta. Oh, almost. Let's do it together. Ta. Yeah, that's exactly what a conductor does. So it's a lot of fun. Now today, I'm going to read to you the book called The Man with the Violin. How many of you know this book? If you know this book, thumbs up. Oh, nice. Cool. Well, if you haven't, it's a great book. And if you've read it before, it's an even better book to discover again. I see your hand raised. Thanks for raising your hand.
You look really nice.
I know. We are neighbors, aren't we? Awesome. Okay. The Man with the Violin by Kathy Stinson. Okay. Dylan was someone who noticed things. His mom was someone who didn't. Can you tell the colors or what Dylan notices? Okay. One Friday in January was a day like any other until music. The high notes soar to the ceiling, the low notes swoop to the floor. All the notes swirl and sweep around, the blur of people rushing here and rushing there. The music is telling an exciting story. It makes the hairs on Dylan's back tickle. Mom, wait! Can you see the music, the colorful spots? Good. Okay. The man with the violin sways this way and that. His fingers move quickly. His bow dances across the strings. The skittering notes make Dylan want to dance too. Then the music slows and the man's eyes close, as if the music is carrying him from bustle to bustle to bustle to somewhere far, far away. How many of you have listened to music before and it just sort of takes you to a different place? Good. Please, Mom, can we stop? Please? If only they could listen for even a minute. Not today. The man with the violin leans forward. His music makes Dylan's skin hum. Someone begins shouting, blibbity blabbity blah 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 blah. Dylan leans towards the musician, trying to hear. From the violin comes the saddest sound he has ever heard. So here's the violin. What do you think this represents? All that crazy sound, right? Blibbity blabbity blah blah. The man turns in his direction. Their eyes lock, but the escalator pulls Dylan down, 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 and away. Bursting out of the tunnel, a loud clattering. Dylan strains to hear the music, but grr, rumble, 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 beep, beep, beep. The train gobbles the faint notes with his roar. So the train is coming. All day, the music Dylan heard that morning plays in his head. On the way home, he says, Mom, do you think maybe that man will still be there? His mom says, what man? Did his mom notice the violinist? No. Rain patters, kind of like today. Dishes clatter. A voice on the radio drones on and on until suddenly, music, telling a story that makes the apartment bigger and brighter, and Dylan shouts, that's the man from the station. The music fades. The voice on the radio says, today, over thousands of people had the chance to hear one of the finest musicians in the world. Joshua Bell was playing some of the most elegant music ever written, and on one of the most valuable violins ever made. Yet, few people listened for even a minute. Dylan says, I knew it! We should have stopped! We should have listened! Into a boiling bubble of water spills the spaghetti. Again, the musical story slips and slides through the air, and Dylan can almost see the man with the violin standing on tiptoes to reach the high notes.
He's flying.
He's flying, but is he actually flying? No, it's all in the music sort of makes him do that. Dylan, you're right. His mom turns up the radio, loud and sweet. The music fills every corner of the apartment. And together, Dylan and his mom dance. Together, they listen. So, that's the end of the story.
So I have two boys who are a little bit older than you. They're both in middle school. And I asked them if I was going to read to a class, which book should I bring? And they picked this book. Because it was one of the ones they remember liking when they were younger, like you. It's called Giraffes Can't Dance. And it's a little bit, I like Dr. Seuss. I like Dr. Seuss books because they rhyme. And because he makes up words, doesn't he? I loved how he made up words. Did you ever read There's a Wocket in My Pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's a wocket? There's no such word, but he made it up. So we're going to read Giraffes Can't Dance, and you tell me afterwards if they really can dance or not. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked, and his legs were rather thin. See, this book rhymes too.
He can kick.
Let's see. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Knees rhymes with trees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold a jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skimp and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. He wasn't good at dancing, he was bad at it. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel. And 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. What do you think of those dancing? Pretty good? Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor. But the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald, the animals all sneered. Gerald can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird. That's not very nice, is it?
No.
Poor Gerald. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He never felt so sad before. So sad and all alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. This is a smart cricket. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. That was pretty good dancing to me. Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. I'm dancing, yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing, Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! He must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love."
No, they don't. They don't.
Are you sure?
Because I have that book, they don't.
All right. Dog.
I have that.
Big dog, little dog.
I can't see Minaj.
Big dogs and little dogs, black and white dogs. Hello, hello. Do you like my hat? I do not. Goodbye, goodbye. One little dog going in, 3 big dogs going out. This is a good counting book.
Yeah.
1, 3. One red dog on a blue tree, a blue dog on a red tree, a green dog on a yellow tree. Good book for learning your colors, too. Some big dogs and some little dogs going around in cars. A dog out of a car. Can dogs drive?
No.
2 big dogs going up, 1 little dog going down.
How are they going up?
The green dog is up, the yellow dog is
Down.
the blue dog is in, the red dog is
Out.
1 dog up on a house, 3 dogs down in the water. A green dog over a tree, a yellow dog under a tree. 2 dogs in a house, on a boat, in the water. A dog over the water, a dog under the water. Hello again. Hello. Do you like my hat? I do not like it. Goodbye again. Goodbye.
It's Heather.
The dogs are all going around and around and around.
Go around again.
Go around again, they say. The yellow sun is up. Oh, the sun is up. The sun is yellow. The yellow sun is over the house. It is hot out here in the sun. It is not hot here under the house. It's a tongue twister. Now it is night. 3 dogs at a party on a boat at night. Dogs at work. Work dogs work. Dogs at play.
Hey, dogs, play.
Play dogs play. Hello again. Hello. Do you like my hat? I do not like that hat. Goodbye again. Goodbye. Will we ever find a hat he likes? Dogs in a cars again. Going away fast. Look at the dogs go. Go, dogs, go. Stop, dogs, stop. The light is red now. Go, dogs, go. The light is green now. 2 dogs at play. At play up on top. Go, dogs, go. Do not play up there. Go down, dogs. Now it is night. Night is not a time for play.
One boy is sleeping in the blare.
Yeah, and one dog is
Scared.
he's awake.
No,
It is time to sleep. The dogs go to sleep.
It's a little one. Not a lot. It's not sleep.
They will sleep all night.
I think that's a stuffed animal.
Oh, you think so? Who tells you, what are you supposed to do at night? Sleep.
What if I slept under my bed?
Now it is day. The sun is up. Now is the time for all dogs to get up. Get up. It is day. Time to get going. Go, dogs, go.
And the dog that was sleeping
He's awake or asleep?
asleep.
Oh, yeah, the one that was awake. It's because he didn't sleep when he was supposed to.
Can I see the one that was? Can I see it? No, this one she said. He not.
All right, you guys have to sit because everybody else can see. There they go. Look at those dogs go. Why are they going fast in those cars? What are they going to do? Where are those dogs going?
Party.
Oh,
On a tree.
really?
On a tree. That's
Look where they are going. They are all going to that big tree over there. Now the cars stop. Now all the dogs get out. And now look where those dogs are going.
up, up,
To the tree, to the tree.
up the tree party.
Up the tree, up the tree, up they go to the top of the tree. Why? Will they work there? Will they play there? What is up there on top of that tree?
They're going to party.
A dog party. A big dog party. Big dogs, little dogs, red dogs, blue dogs, yellow dogs, green dogs, black dogs, and white dogs. I've never seen a green dog. All at a dog party. What a dog party.
Or a red dog.
That's why I love Dr. Seuss, because he makes things up. It's fun to make things up. Green dogs and red dogs.
A yellow who dog. Who doctor?
Dr. Seuss, he's the one who wrote the book. This book. Oh, let's see about the hat now. Hello again. And now do you like my hat? I do. What a hat. I like it. I like that party hat. Goodbye. Goodbye.
We're having a date together.
Now that he likes her hat.
So, hi, I'm Allison. So I'm from the Children's Museum and Theater of Maine, and I'm a theater educator there. Did you guys know that we do 5 plays a year when we're there? Yes. You do? Some actors from the school come in and do stuff with me. Do you know Darby DePhilippis or Nolan Chastain? Yeah. They both audition a lot, and it's a free program, so if you guys are ever interested, and it just so happens that this is going to be our next play that we're doing. It's going to be going on during April vacation. So I'm going to read it. Are you okay sitting there? You're going to be able to see. I'll try to read upside down. So Chris Van Dusen's The Circus Ship. On board were 15 animals who traveled to and fro. The next day it was Boston for another. So I slipped a page. You guys forget I just said that. Let's start again. Is this right? Yeah. Okay. 5 miles off the coast of Maine and slightly overdue, a circus ship was streaming south in fog as thick as stew. On board were 15 animals who traveled to and fro. The next day it was Boston for another circus show. The captain, Mr. Carrington, was honest and sincere. He thought that they should drop the hook and wait for things to clear, but Mr. Payne, the circus boss, was terribly demanding. He stomped up to the helm where Captain Carrington was standing and screamed, "Don't stop, keep going, I've got a show to do. Just get me down to Boston town tomorrow, sir, by 2. I think it's that guy, right? Then came a crash, an awful bash. Things flew into the air. The ship had smashed into a ledge that no one knew was there. Oh no! The shattered ship began to tip, then sank without a sound. The splashing, thrashing animals swam round and round and round. The captain said to Mr. Payne, "Pray tell, what shall we do? We can't just leave them here to drown. We've got to save them too." "The animals?" yelled Mr. Payne. "Why, sir, what are you, daft? It's me that you should rescue. Pull me up into that raft. Now ferry me to safety, sir, before I die of cold." "Don't question me," barked Mr. Payne. "Just do as you are told." Through chilly water all night long, the animals swam on until they reached an island beach just before the dawn. They pulled themselves up on the shore, bedraggled, cold, and beat. They staggered to the village on weary, wobbly feet. The people in the neighborhood had just begun to rise. And when they saw these animals, they had to rub their eyes. They thought they saw an elephant. But wait, how could that be? And what's that little monkey doing in the cherry tree? Can you guys see where the monkey is?
Yeah.
Right there. How about that elephant?
Right there.
What else is hanging out in that village?
Giraffe.
A giraffe?
Tiger. A lion.
Tiger? Wait, where's the lion? What else is there? What's this guy?
Gazelle. Gazelle.
Tom Brady's wife.
That would be very silly.
Oh wait, yeah, yes.
Soon animals were everywhere and into everything. Wait, there's an ostrich in the outhouse? There's a hippo in the spring? There's a tiger in the tulips? There's a lion on the lawn? There's a python in the pantry. It went on and on and on. Mr. Hood was stacking wood and nearly jumped a mile when he found the alligator sleeping on his pile. And Mrs. Dottie Daly, who grew daisies by the bunch, discovered that the zebra had been eating them for lunch. And Miss Fanny Feeney found, according to the rumors, the silly little circus monkey swinging in her bloomers. Well, that is just rude. But everything changed quickly, like the turning of the tide. The night the abbot's shed caught fire, with Emma Rose inside. From high above the abbot's farm, the tiger saw the shed. The sight of smoke and fire triggered something in his head. He jumped through the flames 1,000 times, back in his circus days, so he ran past all the people and he leapt into the blaze. Then everybody panicked. Help, help! What can we do? When from the raging fire, something burst into view. It was the most amazing sight, and everybody froze when they saw the tiger saving little Emma Rose. The tiger's risky rescue changed everybody's mind. The animals weren't bothersome. The animals were kind. And so they lived together. Side by side they got along. It didn't seem like anything could possibly go wrong. He seems like a pretty friendly tiger. Then Little Red the messenger came running with the word. Apparently a circus ship had sunk from what he'd heard. The animals are from that boat. They swam from the bay. The greedy owner wants them back. He'll be here any day. So the people called a meeting and they quickly hatched a plan. No animal that came ashore would sail off with that man. The next day, The next day, at the crack of dawn, a ship was at the pier, and up the lane marched Mr. Payne, whose voice was loud and clear. I am the circus owner. My ship sank in the murk. I've come to find my animals and put them back to work. He hiked until he came into the center of the town. His face was red. He scratched his head. He stood there with a frown. Oh, now you guys see all of our Post-it notes. So I'm writing the script. Mr. Payne looked high and low, but still couldn't see the 15 circus animals of his menagerie. Wait, let me move these. Maybe you guys can help find them. Ready? Can you guys find all 15? So you found one. That's 2. What's that one? Who is that?
Tiger.
3. Where is it? 4.
5. Camel.
5. 6.
There's the tiger on her tail.
Wait, there's
Alligator.
7.
Bear.
8. 9.
And a man.
We got the camel. 10.
The elephant.
11. We got this one.
Ostrich right there.
We got that one. Oh, 12. We need 3 more.
Well, there's a. Did you get the bear over
I
there?
think we got the bear. We got the elephant.
The gorilla right there.
Okay, gorilla.
The snake. Oh, the snake. The snake.
The hippo's right in the water.
Snake.
Yes.
Do you see the snake here?
Oh, there we go. Last one. You found him. Who is that guy? What is that? A leopard. Yeah. Oh, good job, you guys.
Found the snake.
Yeah. That's pretty sneaky. I think the question is, does Mr. Payne find them?
Yes.
Let's see. He ran around the alleyways. He searched the village square. He even checked a chicken coop. His animals weren't there. Mr. Payne was tuckered out. His heavy chest was heaving. Then Little Red stepped up and said, "I think your boat is leaving." Oh, this book is so big. He ran off in a fit of rage. His ship was leaving sight. So he jumped into a rowboat and he rowed with all his might. And from that day, they like to say, their lives were free of pain. It was a happy, peaceful place upon that isle in Maine. And that's the end. Did you guys know that this was based on a true story?
Yes.
Isn't it?
So the book that I chose to bring for you today is called, it's called Stripes and Spots. So it's about two animals, one with stripes and one with spots.
I think that's a leopard.
You think it's a leopard, yeah, and we're going to find out. I think it's a tiger and a leopard. It does look like a cheetah, but we'll find out.
Leopard has black.
And the woman who wrote this book is also an artist. So she does paintings. So if you come to the museum, and I talked to your teacher, maybe we'll come in the spring. That would be really fun. I'd love to show you around. We have a painting in the museum, and this artist loves to paint animals and their environment. So we're looking at the animals and then the trees, the environments where they live. Okay, one question, and then we'll start reading. Yeah. You have this book at home. Great. So you know what's going to happen. Okay, so, all right, let's start reading. Okay. So Stripes and Spots by Dolive Ipcar. So Dolive Ipcar is the artist, and she wrote the story, and she's a famous artist that lives in Maine. Okay. I'm going to put it this way. So can everyone see? Mm-hmm. Okay. Once there was a tiger, a little striped tiger. See him right there? Yeah. And he was striped with stripes, beautiful black and gold stripes, from the top of his head to the end of his tail. He was just a baby tiger, and he lived in a cave in the jungle with his mother and his father and his brother and his sister. And they were all of them were striped, with the stripes as stripy as they could be. So can everyone see? See, there's the family, baby, and the family. We do it that way. Is that better? One warm day, the little tiger woke up from his afternoon nap, and he stretched his claws, and he stretched his jaws, like that. And he stretched himself, and he said to himself, "I'm very hungry. I'm going to go into the jungle and catch myself something to eat." So while all of his family was still sleeping, he went out alone into the big green jungle. He padded along softly under the leafy trees, and it was hot in the jungle and dark under the trees, tangled and green and damp. The little tiger walked boldly along, waving his striped tail, looking for something to eat.
Like a leopard.
I think he's going to find something. And then look, in another cave, in another part of the jungle, there lived a spotted leopard. He was just a baby leopard, but he was spotted and dotted from head to toe with beautiful round black spots. And he lived with his mother and his father and his brothers and sister. And they were all of them spotted and dotted, as spotty as could be. You see the baby leopard? So the little leopard woke up too, and in the warm afternoon, and he stretched and he yawned and he said to himself, "I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. I wish I had something to eat." So while all of his family was asleep, he went out into the big wild jungle. And it was hot and damp and green and tangled. As the little leopard prowled along on his soft feet, he smelled all the wonderful things in the jungle. He was very, very hungry, and he wanted very much to catch something to eat. Then, and there in the jungle, the little striped tiger met the little spotted leopard. See? They came together.
That is a she.
Yeah, it could be a boy or a girl. Yeah. First, they sniffed each other's noses and rubbed their whiskers together. See? And the tiger said, "What are you doing here?" And the little leopard said, "I'm hungry. I'm hunting for some food." "That's just what I'm doing," said the tiger. "Let's go hunting for some food together." "Great," said the little leopard. If we find something with stripes, you can eat it," because the tiger has stripes. "And if we find something with spots, I'll catch it." They both rubbed their whiskers together again, and just to show they agreed. And then they walked along together through the tangled green jungle, prowling softly through the sun and the shadows. Okay, let's see what they find. The little tiger found some striped bugs, see? Crawling in the grasses. He ate one, but it didn't taste very good. And then the little leopard found some spotted bugs crawling on the ground. He ate 3 of them, but they didn't taste very good either. The little tiger saw a striped chipmunk. See right there? Sitting on a log, and he tried to catch it, but the chipmunk was so fast, he ran away. He scurried into a hole, and they waited and waited, but the chipmunk didn't come out. The little leopard then found a round spotted turtle. See right there? Crawling along. He tried to jump on it. He pounced. But the turtle pulled his head and his feet into his shell. See? He has no head and feet. And they waited and waited, but he didn't come out. So the little tiger found some pretty striped leaves. Look, he found these leaves. And he tried to eat them, but they didn't taste very good. He didn't think they tasted like tiger food. And the little leopard found some beautiful spotted flowers and leaves. And he tried to eat those, but they didn't taste very good either. They didn't taste like leopard food. Then they saw some striped butterflies flying through the sunshine. And the little tiger tried to catch it, but they flew up so high and over their heads and high up into the treetops. They weren't having very good luck, were they? Ooh, and then high up where the butterfly flew were the little monkeys and the big monkeys, swinging their long arms, swinging and holding on by their feet. And with the baby monkeys were riding on their mama's backs. And all the monkeys chattered, chee 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 chee. Can we do that together? Chee 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 chee. And they yelled and they laughed and they screeched and threw their sticks. Chee 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 chee. Can we do it again? Chee 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 chee. And the tiger and the little leopard weren't having any luck finding food. So they crept away quietly because the monkeys were so loud. And they just went away really softly. Then they came at last to the wide, slow river, winding through the trees, and they saw some little spotted birds that were hopping on the shore near the water's edge. And the little leopard tried to catch them, but they flew away up high and they couldn't reach them, and the birds went across the river. So the tiger and the leopard stood there and watched them go up. Now, what else? What other animals do you see? Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay. They paddled softly along beside the river, looking for something else to catch because they were still hungry. and something not too little and not too fast, something that couldn't fly and couldn't climb to the treetops, something with stripy stripes, something without stripy stripes or spotty spots that would taste good. What could they find? As they followed to the river's edge, they saw the crocodiles floating in the water, and they sat there and looked at them. So they hid in the tall grasses and they just watched. And while they watched, a herd of slim spotted deer came slowly through the trees to drink some water. And the little leopard crept closer to the water's edge, but the big crocodile opened his mouth like, oh, big, showing rows and rows of teeth, and roared and slashed his tail and chased the little leopard and the little tiger back up onto the shore. Good thing they got away, right? And just in time, they heard another roar right behind them. They saw something big with stripes moving through the bushes. They crouched down and they scrunched up to try to hide. And they were all trembly with fright. They were afraid. And as they heard a voice say, just what I'm looking for, a little striped tiger. Who was it? Who do you think it was? Mama. The mama. It was the little tiger's mother. He was so glad to see her because he knew that she would have something for him to eat, and he was still very, very hungry. And then the little leopard heard another roar right behind them. But that roar didn't scare him because it was his mama. She was looking for him. She'd been worried. And he was very glad to see her because he was very, very hungry. So the little tiger walked home with his mother, and the little leopard walked home with his mother, and when they got back home, they had their supper. What do you think they had? The little tiger had milk for supper. It wasn't striped, and it wasn't spotted. It was white as milk always is, and it tasted very, very good. Then, when he was full, he said to himself, some things have stripes, and some things have spots, and some things are plain, but if they're good to eat, I don't care. And he curled up with his brother and sister, all happy and purring and sleeping, and his mother sang him a little lullaby. And the little leopard had milk for supper too. And then he curled up with his brother and his sister, all full and sleepy and purring, and his mother sang to him a leopard lullaby. And soon all the little cubs were sound asleep, safe and warm in their caves, while outside the rain fell softly in the dark and in the green jungle night. The